The new soccer ball. In this story, African immigrant David struggles to make friends. After his classmate Jacob kicks his new soccer ball over the fence, David tells his teacher what happened. Mrs. Marquez replied, I know it's difficult to lose something. It's even harder when you're at a new school in an entirely different country and continent. I think the students would understand how you feel if you told them about your life in Africa. I don't think they care, said David. We'll see, said Mrs. Marquez. Tomorrow I want you to bring in a few drawings, photos, or special objects to show us what your life was like in Africa. The next day, David brought a large box to school. He told his teacher that he was ready to share about his life in Africa. First, he took out a map of Africa. He showed the other students where his family was from and where they had moved to. He held up pictures showing all the differences between his life in Africa and his life in America. Finally, he pulled out of the box a ball made from plastic bags and string. What is that thing? Jacob asked. And what is it for? David told his classmates how he had played soccer almost every day with this kind of ball. He told them how they didn't have places to buy real soccer balls. Another student said, I wish I lived in Zimbabwe. Then I wouldn't have to go to school. You were so lucky. David explained, No, you are all lucky to be in school. At the camp, we got to play soccer, but we didn't have money to buy new books or games. We could never leave the camp because it wasn't safe. I am really happy to live here now. After David's presentation, the other students applauded, and Mrs. Marquez announced that it was recess time. As David was walking out the door to the playground, he felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned and saw Jacob holding out a shiny soccer ball. Here, Jacob offered, you can have my soccer ball. Thanks, smiled David. It's perfect. Come on, let's play, called Jacob as he raced out the door. Number 1. This question has 2 parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. Part A. What does the introduction show the reader about David in the passage? A. He thinks he will have to try very hard to be friends with his classmates. B. He thinks he will need his teacher's help to talk to his classmates. C. He thinks his classmates want to learn about Africa, his teacher, not from him. D. He thinks his classmates do not want to learn about him or his life in Africa. Number 2. Part B. Which piece of evidence from the story best supports the correct answer to Part A? A. David struggles to make friends. B. David tells his teacher what happened. C. I don't think they care. D. Tomorrow I want you to bring in a few drawings, photos, or special objects to show us. Number 3. Where did David move from? A. California. B. Zimbabwe. C. Australia. D. South Africa. Number 4. Read the sentence. After David's presentation, the other students applauded and Mrs. Marquez announced that it was recess time. What does the use of the underlined phrase show the reader? A. That the students thought David gave an interesting presentation. B. That the other students now appreciate David's experiences. C. That the other students were happy David was done with his presentation. D. That the other students wanted to be David's friend. Number 5. How does Jacob's point of view of David change after David's presentation? Choose 2 answers. A. He thinks David was lucky because he didn't go to school in Zimbabwe. B. He feels bad that David had to leave his home behind. C. He wants to be David's friend because they both like soccer. D. He feels bad that he lost David's soccer ball. E. He doesn't want to share his soccer ball with anyone.